March 18th, 1925. Southern Illinois. An ordinary Wednesday. Children at their desks. Miners underground. A funeral underway. Then, in a blink, the sky turns black. No siren, no warning, no radar. The word tornado was banned from forecasts. A roar like a freight train, schoolhouses collapsing, bodies thrown half a mile, entire towns erased. In 3.5 hours, 695 people dead, more than any tornado in American history, before or since. Would you have recognized it? Or would you have just stood there, watching, until it was already too late? Hours earlier, the morning started with rain. A soft drizzle tapping against windows, puddles forming on dirt roads. The kind of gray March day that kept folks indoors, sipping coffee, listening to the quiet. In Murfreesboro, Illinois, population 11,000, life moved at the pace of coal and trains. The Mobile and Ohio railroad shops echoed with the clang of metal and the hiss of steam. Nearly 1,100 men worked there, hands blackened, backs bent, building something for their families. A few blocks away, children fidgeted at their desks in Longfellow School, eyes drifting to the windows, watching the clock crawl toward 3 p.m. The smell of chalk and damp wool coats filled the room. At First Baptist Church on 15th and Logan, a funeral was underway. Reverend H.T. Abbott stood at the pulpit, voice steady. He read aloud, "Yea, though ye walk through the valley of the shadow of death." Nobody looked up. Nobody noticed the sky outside growing darker by the minute. If you want to know what it was like to face nature's worst with zero warning, subscribe now, because what happens next will change how you think about survival. Everything felt ordinary because the first sign was small enough to ignore. Until it wasn't. 12:40 p.m., Shannon County, Missouri, 83 miles southwest. While Murfreesboro went about its Wednesday, something monstrous had already touched down. Farmer Sam Flowers, 49 years old, was riding his horse toward home when hailstones the size of eggs started falling. He kicked the horse into a gallop. Minutes later, the horse came back alone. Sam's body was found that evening, skull crushed beneath a fallen oak. The first death, but the tornado was only getting started. Here's what made this storm unlike anything ever recorded. It didn't look like a tornado. No funnel, no spinning cone dropping from the clouds. Witnesses would later describe it as a boiling black fog, a mile-wide wall of darkness rolling across the earth like smoke from a wildfire. And it was fast. Impossibly fast, moving at 62 miles per hour, faster than any car on those dirt roads could drive. By the time you saw it, you were already dead. 2:26 p.m. The tornado crossed the Mississippi River into Illinois, 1 mile wide. Witnesses described it as a tumbling black barrel rolling toward them across the water. The people of Murfreesboro had exactly 8 minutes left, and not one of them knew. Because the government had made sure they couldn't.